the people calling who are hungry in the night? Have you heard the prayers of soldiers who are weary from the fight? Have you heard the voice of wisdom in a time of pure deceit? Have you heard the path to freedom is a road you rise to meet? Have you heard the bonds of slavery are forged with paper chains? And the red sun that is rising sets on all of us the same. Unless we stand together now, we all will surely fall. And I heard the call in the words of Dr. Paul. Have you ever seen a country bent and broken on its knees? Or a line 10 miles long of hungry homeless begging please? Or a banking institution funding both sides of a war? Or its chairman spouting lies upon the House committee floor? Have you ever seen a talking head on television sway the people through deception, telling lies to earn his pay? Oh, can't you feel the ground shake, these institution walls? Oh, I'll watch them fall when I stand with Dr. Paul. Now let the people learn to reason. Now let them stand up on their own. Now let the light of revolution bring it home. Now let the rights of men come shining, bright and self-evident and true. And let each one of you be counted as you stand for the one who stands for you. Well, they say the truth is treason in the empire of lies, and the enemies of freedom are all cleverly disguised in temples made of marble where the corporations reign, and the only ones who benefit stand far above the pain. As the people battle poverty, depression and disease, and a crisis turns to meltdown, the liquid starts to freeze, and the printing press is roaring, leaving trillions in its wake. But history won't forgive those who don't learn from their mistakes, as the rights of individuals are stripped down more and more, and we all can finally see the hidden face behind the war. Unless we stand together now, this fate will touch us all. We stand free and tall as we march for Dr. Paul. We march for Dr. Paul. Sing with me. We march for Dr. Paul. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I love you too, man. I love every person in this room for showing up. Life is what happens when you show up, and I'm so, I just feel so blessed to be here and to be able to tell you this. One of the number one things that I find when I travel is that people tell me, what can I do? I'm just one person. How can one person affect change? And I always give them the example of Ron Paul, who's been the one sane voice in a sea of madness for 12 years in Congress. That man has affected some change. He's just one person. I'm just one person. I'm just a guy with a guitar singing songs, right? But if they inspire you, then I'm doing my part. Every one of you has a part to play in this revolution. It does not end here in Tampa. It's just beginning. And the greatest protest songs were the ones that ask questions. That's how you really get people. That's how you really convert people to the ideals of liberty. You ask them the questions and let them figure it out for themselves. So I wrote a song full of questions. This was inspired by Dr. Paul's amazing career fighting for our liberty. God bless the man for that. This is called Liberty. Why do we sit down when all should be standing? And why do we back down at the critical moment, like running away from the waves of the ocean? We head for the hills with the high tide approaching, as sand slips away from the castle. When it's time to stand upright, why do we falter, like placing our freedom on the sacrificial altar? We hold tight to our fears and defend our oppressors as we fight for their lives and become the transgressors, as pacifists transform to violent aggressors. A stranger here, I'm a long, long way from my home. And they say I can't change all the things I find strange, but what can one man do alone? They say, what can one man do alone? When is the right time to stand up for freedom? Could it be when you start to fear creating children who'll inherit the pain and the debt of this nation and be slaves to the banks that cause hyperinflation, who are masters of commerce, lies, and bad legislation? Whoa, if you looked in the eyes of 1,000 young children through fences of razors, their innocence stolen as the red flag of tyranny flies in the open. Is that when you finally notice? Whoa, but I'm only a stranger here, and I'm a long, long way from my home. And they say I can't change all the things I find strange, but what can one man do alone? They say, what can one man do alone? I'm only a stranger looking to find better nature in my fellow man, but they keep telling me it's a sin to be free, and that's more than I'm willing to stand. Where will you be when the order is given to censor your mind, as free speech is forbidden, as martyrs for peace from the world sent to prison, and then by the sound of a bellowing thunder they choke on the blood